King of the jungle, a lion and shit. You ain't riding the wave, then you lie in the ditch. I'm sizzling hot like I'm frying some fish. Came from the gutter, put on for my clicks. 6 months in the making, that shit kinda quick. I'd rather stand out, I ain't trying to fit. Wait, and I ain't trying to dish. It's CMG, everybody who we better than. Young rookie, but I spit it like a veteran. Working late night like David. Let a man, yeah, homie, this the takeover. Better get to work.
You grew up in Milwaukee, moved to Memphis, became a CMG artist just recently, one of Gotti's new signings. We have the homie, we have Chappelle in the building. How you doing?
What it is, man? What it is, man? How you feeling?
Thank you. I'm good, man. I appreciate you doing the shooting.
No doubt.
Now, we got a lot of questions to ask Wave about the recent success he's had. The chapter 1 is doing numbers right now, but we're going to start asking him how it all started. We actually want to get into the past.
Yeah.
And where did you come from? In Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, yep. Originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up on the north side, you know what I'm saying? And after, I was back and forth between Milwaukee and Memphis my whole life. So, you know what I'm saying? I pretty much ended up here after I graduated. So, yeah, but I'm originally from Milwaukee.
And how long have you just been in Memphis, this current state?
Man, it's been about 6-7 months.
6-7 months? So
Yeah.
you've been moving in and out basically the whole time?
Yeah, I've been moving and grooving. When I came to Memphis, man, I went to school at Lamar Norton College.
Really?
Yeah, I came here for school, but I was also doing music while I was in school, so yeah, that's why I ended up here.
Now, how has that been, traveling back and forth and in college and still being able to get that experience? Because most artists don't have that experience in college.
Yeah, well, actually, I took a break from college because once everything started getting real busy, like you said, it is difficult to do that. So I decided to, take a break from, school for a little bit, just so I can go on the road and do my things. And when I get established with the music, I'm gonna go back and finish out my school years.
Bet that. He's going back to school to get his degree. You heard that. You don't hear many artists saying that. Now, rap. Where did it all start for you?
Man, it started when I was born. You know what I'm saying? I've been around music my whole life. You know what I'm saying? My pops was real heavy in the music. My mom was always in the music and buying new CDs and things like that. So I was just always around music. I wrote my first rap in 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? And it was whack. You know what I'm saying? It was whack because I was so young, whatever. But it was a rap nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get serious till 8th grade freshman year.
And you used to battle rap, right?
Yeah, I used to battle rap a lot. When I was in 8th grade, I did my first little freestyle in the hallway. Then when I got to high school, I would battle cats in high school and all that. Then I went to the east side of Milwaukee, and I would just battle there at a place called the Miramar and places like that on east side of Milwaukee.
Now I heard about one time a guy that they said was the best rapper in the school, and you just took him down. Can you explain that a little bit?
Man, yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, everybody pumping the guy up in school. He's a senior. I was a freshman, newcomer. All my homies was hollering out like, "Oh, I'm my guy the best." You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, everybody else is like, "No, this dude is the best." You know what I'm saying? So they was like, "Man, let's settle it." So they set up a, some like after school, we all gathered up in the schoolyard or whatever. And I pretty much gave him the business, you know what I'm saying? And after that, like, I took the best rapper down, so ever since then everybody looked at me in the school like, yo, that's that dude, you know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure your confidence after you knocked him out was...
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I definitely was feeling myself a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Now, we're going to speak about your dad a little bit.
Okay.
I heard he's one of the Milwaukee staples in rap. Could you explain his impact on you?
You know what I'm saying? Even before I was born, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the staple, you know what I'm saying? There weren't many people, any people doing nothing major in Milwaukee, and he went by the name of Mr. Do It to Death at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he started Infinite Recordings and things like that, which was, like I said, a huge staple in Milwaukee because nobody was really represented for the city like that. And so, like, he was doing this thing during that time, and then I was born, and, he was still doing the music, and then eventually, he had to expand. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just stay boxed in Milwaukee. So, he eventually moved, and I ended up staying with my mom. My mom raised me and things like that. She grew up, she did her best to raise me how she did. But, yeah, he was like, my dad was that. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about legends, like, in the city, my dad was that. Mr. Do It to Death.
That's what's up. Now, you haven't always been Chappelle. You actually started out as Astro, right?
Yeah.
Could you explain that name a little bit and how they came about?
Yeah, I was Astro, you know what I'm saying, coming out of middle school, you know what I'm saying, I had this weird haircut, right? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a high top, and it wasn't like a fade. It was more like a slope, like a ramp almost. This is way back. This is before all the crazy haircuts got in style. So I was kind of like one of the first people with it in the city. So they like, you know, if you remember the Astro Boy character, there's a Japanese character named Astro Boy. He got a weird haircut, so everybody's like, oh, you know, Astro. You know what I'm saying? So it just stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? That was like my street name. Yeah, my street name became my rap name. Yeah. So.
Now, where did Wave Chappelle come from?
Wave Chappelle came from, you know what I'm saying, one, I really admire like Dave Chappelle. That's my favorite comedian of all time. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on the Chappelle show. You know what I'm saying? Every time I came home from school, I pop in the DVD, whatever like that. And you know, me and my homies we'd play on names in pop culture like Dave Chappelle, Wave Chappelle, Dirk Nowinski, Perp Nowinski, Bill Cosby, Trill Cosby, things like that. We played on names. And so when I heard Wave Chappelle, I was like, man, why can't that be me? I'm like, you know what? That is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm Wave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? So I just ran with it.
Now, speaking on artists and you yourself, do you listen to artists right now, or?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I definitely think it's important to, you know, listen to other artists just to, you know what I'm saying, just to hear. Yeah, you can get inspired by anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear a record, you can hear a sound in the record, then go back to your song, and you know what I'm saying. So I always make sure I keep my ears open to everything, not just rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to alternative music like Kings of Leon and Coldplay and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Or I can turn around and listen to some Jay-Z or some Lil Wayne or anything, you know what I'm saying? Just music in general. I'm a fan of music.
You had to pick one artist. Who would be your favorite growing up and right now?
Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? It's always been Kanye. You know what I'm saying? That was the first album. His album, what was it? College Dropout. That was the first album I really listened to consciously. Like my mama bought that album for me. She put it in, she played it, and I was listening to it. You know what I'm saying? I came back from school, I stole it out her car, and I played it in my room, and you know what I'm saying? It just made me feel a certain way at a young age. You know what I'm saying? I was in 4th grade when I heard it. So, you know what I'm saying? It really just touched me. So,
do you see yourself as a Kanye West? Like, do you like his style or any comparison?
I definitely take pointers from what he do, you know what I'm saying? I always want to aspire to be the greatest and then be better than the greatest, you know what I'm saying? So I take pointers from him, but I don't really like to compare. People like to compare me, and I get that, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make my own stamp on the game, so I don't really like to compare myself to people. But I do definitely take pointers and stuff like that from him. Just like Kobe took pointers from Jordan, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
kind
that.
of respect thing.
Exactly.
Now, we hear so many artists say they were selling drugs and this and that growing up. And you don't speak on that. You kind of shy away from things like that. Did you have a normal job growing up?
Oh man, I did a little bit of everything, man. Like in high school, you know what I'm saying? Me and my homies, you know what I'm saying? We created Blue Lemon. You know what I'm saying? We sold shirts. Like we created shirts. I would sell shirts in high school. I had 2 jobs in high school. I worked at Target, and I hated that job. You know what I'm saying? I got fired from there. I was working at a scrap metal place. You know what I'm saying? I was doing that. And, you know what I'm saying? I was just doing all type of stuff. And then eventually, I even got taken into the streets a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We would do things like that and just doing whatever just to get by. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of relate to the everyday person. You know what I'm saying? Having a 9-to-5 job, just trying to get through to the next day. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely had jobs. You know what I'm saying? I know what that's like.
Now, just out of curiosity, when you brought up Target and you brought up some of these other common jobs, were you big in Milwaukee then? And people know Wave?
We're pretty much locally famous. You know what I'm saying? Because on the strength that you know what I'm saying, we had won awards. There's a really prestigious award in Milwaukee titled the Shepherd Express Award, which is also a big newspaper as well. And man, me and my crew, we won best rap artist in Milwaukee for Chevy Express 2 years in a row. That's what's up. So people knew us. People would walk into Target and be like, yo, Ashton, what up? You know what I'm saying? As I'm pushing in carts. You know what I'm saying? And so that was kind of, I hated it. You know what I'm saying? I hated it. So
he hated it so much he got fired from it.
I ended up getting fired. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how do you plan to stick around in the game? You know, all these artists, they come in with their one mixtape or their one hit and they're out. What do you want to do to stay in the game for longevity?
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, like longevity is real important to me, man. And I think you strengthen your longevity by making the best music possible. You make timeless music, not hits are important as well. And so you got to find that balance. I think artists that find the balance are the ones that last the longest. Like a Jay-Z, for example. You know what I'm saying? He can drop a Big Pimpin', but then do a Hard Knock Life as well. You know what I'm saying? So he's balanced. Just like Kanye, he can do a Gold Digger and do a song like, you know what I'm saying, Through the Wire. You know what I'm saying? So that I think that's a dope skill to have, and that just gives you longevity. You know what I'm saying? So just making timeless music. And that's what I plan to do.
We believe you. I know you got it, man. Confident young man right here. Now,
Gotta be.
Now the boss man, Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
Now when he signed you, and that was back, how long ago was that?
That was a few months, like 2 months ago.
2 months ago, so you recently just signed.
Yeah, recent.
What was that feeling like? I know you were crazy.
Man, it was like, man, it was a overwhelming feeling, man. Like that's what I've been working for my whole life. You know what I'm saying? All the struggle that I went through in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? All the arguments that I had with my mom's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mom, I'm gonna be a rapper, and she's like, no, you're gonna go to school. You know what I'm saying? Just everything, all that. Just I thought about all that when it finally happened. And you know what I'm saying? It was just overwhelming, man. I'm just thankful. You know
Now, what's it like? Because, you know, a lot of people got bosses out here, but a lot of people don't have bosses that actually stick behind their artists.
Yeah.
Gotti's been posting, like, pictures and everything about the mixtape and that your project's coming up. And how's that like actually having a boss that's actually behind you?
Man, it's a wonderful feeling, man, just knowing. And that's why I went with Gotti. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe he believed in what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that from him when I sat down and talked to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a blessing, man, to have Gotti behind me like that, and he always giving me pointers. He always, you know what I'm saying, just telling me the best way to do something. So it's just a wonderful feeling, man, to have somebody like him to be in my corner. You know what I'm saying, to just support like that.
Could you tell us the biggest pointer he gave you and the biggest advice he gave you that stuck with you?
Just to be myself. You know what I'm saying? Don't change for nobody, man. Like, come in the game, doing the music that I want to do. Don't switch my style for nobody, or, you know what I'm saying, for nothing. So just to be myself, man. You know what I'm saying? That really stuck to me. Yeah.
Now speaking on the Gotti and the label, where is CMG? What do you think you guys are right now in the pack?
Man, I think we definitely one of the hottest, one of the people to look out for, one of the groups to look out for. You know what I'm saying? Because he just really pulled us all together. You know what I'm saying? We still new on the scene. We like the new kid in school. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just looking at us, waiting to see what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely on the come up, man. Like, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Chapter 1 is out there right now, man. Go get that on CMGTakeover.com.
Definitely go get Chapter 1.
Yeah. But we out here.
Speaking of Chapter 1, it's doing crazy numbers in the streets right now. One of the most downloaded mixtapes, period, right now. What's that feeling been like?
Man, it's been crazy, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I was always in the cut, you know what I'm saying, while I was in CMG. Everybody looking at me like the question mark, right? Because Zilla been doing this thing for a minute. You know, Snooty got the Yayo record that's out that's going crazy right now. And then you got me, and everybody looking at me like, man, who is this kid? We ain't heard nothing from him or nothing. So I was the big question mark. So when the Chapter 1 finally dropped, it was just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You were trending. You were trending on Twitter.
I was trending in Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore. And I was trending in Memphis. You know
that's had to be crazy. Just seeing your name on the side right now, just actually being, and I've seen your Twitter and Instagram doing numbers. Now, that talk to him, the intro. Was it any added pressure on you? Being that you were on the intro, you and Gotti are the first people you hear. Was any added pressure for you to go in and make that a classic verse?
It definitely was, man. Let me tell you, like, I recorded that we was out in Miami.
Really?
And that was my first time out being in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And we was in the studio. Gotti wasn't there yet, and the engineer just told me, he like, look, man, you got some stuff to do. You got some work to drop or whatever. And I'm like, okay, let me hear it. And he's like, by the way, it's the intro. That just made my heart drop. I'm like, whoa, like, you gonna put me on the intro for real? And so they played it, and I heard Gotti verse. I'm like, woo. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I sat there, I'm vibing with the record, and then when it finally came to me, I just knew I had to bring it. I knew I had to come with it. So I went in the booth, you know what I'm saying? I sat there for a minute, and you got what you got, you know what I'm saying? You got a
classic intro. You feel that intro.
Yeah.
Now, how hard is it to promote your style with you being a lyricist and you having a lot to say? With the singles and all the easy club bangers coming, how hard do you think it would be to promote your style, especially being down south in Memphis and down south?
I actually don't think it's not hard for this reason. You know what I'm saying? It's when something different comes, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning it's hard to take in, but when you finally hear it, like I said, when I was on the Chapter 1 mixtape, everybody saw the cover and was looking at me like they don't know what to expect. When they finally heard it and they like it, now it's easier to digest. And so for me, you put me around all these different things, I stand out like a sore thumb. So it's just easier to push because it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think people want to hear about somebody who doesn't talk about just violence and drugs? Do you think there's room for that in the rap game?
I definitely think so, because I mean, and it's not me not rapping about that. It's me doing it in a different way, because I have a record on my old mixtape called Bando, where I do rap about that life, because I was actually growing up on the north side of Milwaukee. I did at one point get taken into that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I can rap about it. But I do it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it in a clever, strategic, you know what I'm saying? A skillful way. You know what I'm saying? So the way I do it is just different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel no pressure at all.
Yeah.
On, you know what I'm saying? If people, I didn't think people want to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna read this quote to you, and I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
This is a quote from you.
Right.
I'm inspired by everything.
Yeah.
My family, the situations I face, the
Uh-huh.
people in my neighborhood, those who didn't make it, and those who are successful.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That basically just means, man, just being inspired by, you know, real life situations.
Yeah.
The things around me. You know what I'm saying? You don't, like, I can make a record
Yeah.
about something that don't exist. Like
Yeah.
something out of thin air. But it's just, I feel like people feel it more when it's something real.
Yeah.
When it's something they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? So like a real life situation, like working a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
or like going through the struggle of having to go to college and not wanting to be in college,
Yeah.
or just chasing your dream in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even being in the street.
Yeah.
Right? So you just rap about real life situations and it help people feel it more.
Yeah.
Because it's authentic.
Now we're gonna speak on some of the things you got coming up.
Yeah.
The tour, the Chapter 1 mixtape tour, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 That starts May 30th, right?
Yeah.
Now how that
Yeah.
gonna be like, and who can we expect on that tour?
Man, it's gonna be crazy, man. I'm definitely excited. It's my first tour ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been on tour prior to this. Snooty's gonna be on there with us. Zilla's gonna be there, and then you got me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna be out there repping CMG. And you know what I'm saying? The best way possible. We're gonna tear down every city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can get those dates on cmgtakeover.com as well, or wavechappelle.com. All the dates gonna be on there, and it's gonna be crazy, man. I'm excited.
Now, is this all happening so fast for you? And like all the success, the mixtape just dropped, and now we got the tour. Is it still just?
I mean, it's definitely happening fast. You know what I'm saying? With me only being in Memphis for about 7 months now, it's definitely happening fast. But I feel like the reason I can adjust to it so quick is because I have all the right people around me.
That's
you know what I'm
what's
saying? I got Gotti in my corner.
Yeah.
I got the best team.
Yeah.
I feel like I got my team that helped me, the swim team. They're the best. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no problems with, you know what I'm saying, adjusting to everything, the new stuff.
Yeah, and you got to be confident with Gotti just throwing y'all out on the tour. With him not being headlined on the tour, just throwing y'all out there.
Yeah, that shows that he really believes in what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I be confident, man. I'm real confident in it.
We want to end the interview with 2 questions that's strictly Wave.
Okay.
What projects do you have coming in the future that we need to know about?
Only the Beginning. I'm working on Only the Beginning right now. That's in the works. Only the Beginning is in the works right now. I don't have a solid date, but you can expect it in a few months. It's not a solid date yet. But Only the Beginning.
Now, ending the interview, what's next? In 5 years, what will Wave Chappelle be at?
5 years from now, I see myself with a released album. You know what I'm saying? In the talks of possibly getting the Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Double XL Freshman 2015. You know, just it's still working, man. Just putting out quality music, being a household name. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to Jay-Z status, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thinking like that, man. I know he's gonna get there.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll still be doing interviews with his Mr. Pharaoh. Go get that CMG Chapter 1. It's out right now. He got Project the CMG Mixtape Tour starting tomorrow, May 30th.
Oh yeah. One thing. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, BLMN Wave. One more time, BLMN Wave. Follow me. That's Instagram and Twitter. For all updates and all that, wavechappelle.com. And you can find my SoundCloud and Tumblr from wavechappelle.com. So
y'all heard it yourself.
Yeah.
This is one of the dopest artists in the game. Definitely support him. His music is one of a kind. You definitely gonna love it. Thank you so much for doing that interview, man. Thank you.
No doubt.